Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to UPSIGN's first anniversary event here at UCL. Thank you so much for spending time, taking time and spending resources, coming all the way to this event. Some colleagues have come all the way from Aberdeen, some from Plymouth. Thank you so much everybody for coming to this event. I'll just hand over to our UPSIGN chairman, Professor Jawad, to give an introduction of UPSIGN.
So you did do the Kalma, well done, but you forgot to introduce yourself. So this is Khalid Mahmood, who is our General Secretary of UPSIGN. My name's Professor Jawad Dar, so I'm from UCL. So welcome you all to UCL, first of all. We're not planning any fire alarms today. So if you hear a fire alarm, that means you've got to get out of the building and just assemble on the other side of the road, far away from any potential fire. Okay, so I think without further ado, you all should have a copy of the schedule. Again, welcome and thanks for coming. We're going to start with our welcome speeches. And we have two welcome speeches planned today from Shaharyar Khan. It's my great pleasure and honour that he's joined us today. And also Lady Sheehan as well, who is actually an ex-member of UCL Chemistry. She's part of our alumni. And then me and Khalid will give an introduction to UPSIGN. What is UPSIGN? Why did we decide of the idea of UPSIGN? Okay, so and really, this event is about global challenges, but it's also about UPSIGN. It's would you like to get involved? Can we persuade you to get involved? Okay, because this is a massive undertaking, and we really need active people. But also, we'd like to disseminate the really good work that's going on by members of. I would say people who are interested in Pakistan. I don't, you can be of any religion, it doesn't really matter, of any background, okay? You just have to be interested in Pakistan. You don't have to be a British Pakistani, okay? And that's really important to say that, and I'll say that several times to all of you. Okay, so without further ado, I'd like to introduce Shaharyar Khan. He's a former diplomat of the Pakistan Foreign Service to the United Nations, twice chairman of the Pakistan Cricket Board. Which is where many people will know him. I think anybody who has a lasting power to stay on the cricket board for so long in Pakistan cricket must have something about them. So just a few things to say about him. His publications include the Bagels of Bhopal and the Cricket Cauldron, okay? The Turbulent Politics of Sport in Pakistan. His most personal book is a biography of his mother, Princess Abida Sultan, Memoirs of a Rebel Princess. His most recent book, Bhopal Connections, I'm going to get this wrong, Vignettes of a Royal Rule, looks at the life and times of the rulers of Bhopal, from whom I believe he is descended from. Okay, so effectively we've got Pakistani royalty here today, as far as I'm concerned. Okay. So, without further ado, please come forward.
Okay. Professor Dar and young students, let me first introduce myself. I'm Shaharyar Khan. I've worn two hats in my life. Basically, I was a diplomat for about 37 years, including being High Commissioner here in London. That was long ago, 1987. 1987 to 1990. Since then, I have been involved with the Pakistan Cricket Board, of which I was chairman twice. So these are the two hats, and I feel that I'm still very much involved in engaging with British Pakistanis. At that time, we were doing our best to integrate Pakistanis who are living in Britain into society over here. And I'm very glad to see that there has been a lot of success there. One of the things, and I wish I'd been able to tell you this before, is that we have now, since last week, a very dynamic High Commissioner, His Excellency Mr. Ahmad Sahibzada. He's worked with me for many, many years, and I can tell you that he's a man of tremendous dynamism, and I wish he was here today to listen to many of the things that Professor Dar and others have to say. But once we finish with this conference, I would certainly request that a small delegation from here should go and meet him, and I'll brief him about it. He's really a very, very hardworking, dynamic, and very accessible man. So I think this is one good thing that will happen. He's not a bureaucrat, he's a doer. And therefore we're lucky to have here a High Commissioner who is really, really committed to helping British Pakistanis in UK. Now, from my side, let me say that the work that this institution is doing is something that I very greatly admire. It's something that is valuable to Pakistanis living in Britain, and it is valuable to Pakistan overall. Let me say that there is a link between us which is not only of language, it is also of culture. It is also now, since there are so many Muslims living in Britain, a link which needs to be not only strengthened, but articulated in a manner that is going to be helpful in integrating Muslims in British society. There's a lot of lack of understanding and lack of knowledge about British Muslims, and I think this institution can help clear and clarify what we all stand for, which is very dynamic and which is something that we all wish to see. Now, having said that, I want to say that Professor Dar and others need to be supported 100% in their endeavor to move forward and to integrate British Pakistanis. I remember very clearly, I've served 3 times in the High Commission here. Once in 1960-62, then later on as a councillor, middle-level officer, and then finally as High Commissioner. And I have to say that I've seen the British community, the Pakistan community grow in Britain and gradually assume responsibilities which are important. And I would like to help in that extending of these responsibilities. Now, it's important also to be able to understand what's going on in Pakistan. We have just had an election. We've had a well-known famous cricketer win that election, and we hope to be able to see many of the things that he's promised in his manifesto. Only time will tell whether he lives up to those promises or not, but I think he's someone who is very clearly committed to making Pakistan move in a dynamic manner. I want to congratulate Professor Dar
Simon Holland,
and others
as usual. You're right. Hello, how are you? Come in,
in
sir.
their endeavor. I want to congratulate him and his colleagues in trying to achieve a consensus and
Come
integrate
inside here.
among people from Pakistan who are living in Britain. They're doing a wonderful job. They're scientists, they're professionals, they're doctors, they're dentists, they're people of every ilk that one can think of. And I think Pakistan is very definitely on the map here in Britain. With these words, I'd like to thank you very much for inviting me, and I will be able to exchange views with you during the course of the morning, and hope that we will be able to achieve an understanding and move forward from here. And thank you very much.
You just hold it about that.
Thank you very much. Just excuse me for 1 minute. As a former chemistry student here at UCL, I have always wanted to have this podium. Thank you, UPSIGN, for allowing me that honor. I do make apologies for being late. Southwest trains, I understand, have some delays and cancellations due to strikes. So that's the reason for my being late. I'm very sorry to have missed the address. Was there a video address from Tariq Banoui?
That will be after.
That will be after. Excellent. So I haven't missed that. No, but I am sorry. I did catch most of your address from former High Commissioner, Mr. Khan. And I want to thank British Pakistan Foundation. I'm on their mailing list, and they do a fantastic job. And every now and then, well, I glance down the events that they're holding. So when this event, it said Pakistan and development, that really caught my eye. And when I looked down the agenda, I saw words like energy, renewables options, agriculture, education, health and development. Now, they really ring bells with me. My role at the moment within the Liberal Democrats is as their principal spokesperson for international development. So in terms of the Sustainable Development Goals and Britain's role in fulfilling those, that's the role that I play for the Liberal Democrats in shadowing Penny Mordaunt, who is the Secretary of State for the Department for International Development. Most of you will know that more commonly as DFID. So there was absolutely no way that I could not attend, so I did shift around various other commitments so that I could be here. Because what we need, of course, as well as a focus on energy, agriculture, education, health, is good governance, end to corruption, and the end to the use of tax havens. And so I'm not going to take up much more of your time, but I do just want to pick up where Mr. Khan left off, and that is that we are at a propitious beginning this week in Pakistan with the election of Imran Khan. I do not pretend to know him at all, but I think it's fair to say that he is a bit of an enigma. He's a cricketer, we know, led with wonderful leadership skills, leading Pakistan to the World Cup in 1992. We know that he's a caring son and that he built a hospital, a cancer hospital, the first of its kind in Pakistan in memory of his mother. We know he has a playboy image and a past. He's had 3 quite contentious marriages. I mean, they are still a subject of some discussion. And this is where I think there is room for hope, because, and I'm really pleased that he is elected, because it's only with change that we can have hope, I think, and we certainly need a change in Pakistan. So my hope for a better future for Pakistan is based on the example of the PTI-governed province of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, KPK. 1 billion trees have been planted, as verified by the World Economic Forum, in fulfillment of the Bonn Declaration, the commitment that Pakistan made to halt the massive deforestation that's been going on for decades. This deforestation that's led to soil erosion and flooding. And also in KPK, we've seen a real step change in education, and vast strides have been made in literacy. And I think there's a whole new story behind that. If PTI can bring that philosophy of nurturing the land as well as nurturing the people of Pakistan to the heart of federal government, then I think we will stand a chance of realizing the vision of Quaid-e-Azam at the birth of Pakistan. He wanted an inclusive and impartial government, operating under a rule of law with equality of opportunity for everyone. So I'm really grateful to have been invited at the launch of such an important initiative at this juncture of Pakistan's history. And I stand ready to play my part as part of Pakistan's diaspora. And we do have an important part to play. And your presence here today shows that you're ready to do your part also. Thank you very much.
Next speaker I would like to introduce you is Zahra Shah. She's from the Pakistan British Foundation. And she's done a fantastic job in terms of connecting the communities together. So over to Zahra Shah, please.
Welcome, everyone. For those of you who are not familiar with the work of the British Pakistan Foundation, I'll give you a very quick update. I'm the Chief Executive Officer. The British Pakistan Foundation is a charity that was founded in 2010 that provides a platform for the over 1.5 million British Pakistanis in the UK by focusing on professional development and supporting entrepreneurship. The reason we do that is because 1 in 5 British Pakistani is still either underemployed or unemployed. The way we do this is by through our 3 programs, the Business and Professionals Program, the Women's Program, and Young Professionals Program. Under each of these programs, we have professional forums for medicine, law, finance, professional services, technology, startups, etc. And today we are very proud to partner with UPSIGN to launch the Academic Forum. The objective of this forum is to connect British Pakistani academics for peer-to-peer support, for exchange of ideas, especially dealing with the UN Sustainable Development Goals, and also then to connect with their counterparts in Pakistan to see what they can do together to collaborate to meet some of these objectives. Apart from that, through our forums, what we actually do is we deliver 3 main elements. Firstly, professional development through events such as these, conferences, seminars, workshops, panel discussions, etc. Secondly, we partner with organizations to provide internships, work placements, jobs, and other opportunities. Thirdly, we provide mentorships at all levels. We also work with 22 University Pakistan societies, and we have a monthly newsletter that goes out to our over 20,000 members across the UK. So please give us your feedback. Let us know if you want to be involved in UPSIGN. You can either email us at info@bpfuk.org or directly contact Professor Jawad Dar. Thank you.